Hey guys, hey, it's me, Jimmy Lou, and I'm from the Messy Craft Corner, you guys. I did clean up a little bit in here. I didn't want to leave a bad impression over here with you ladies. So I did clean up a little bit. That I will give myself a little bit of credit there, that I did a little here. And I do hear some things kind of sliding though, so I'm a little nervous that something that I stacked over there for later is going to go down here. So come on in and say hello, you guys. I'm Jimmy Lou. I'm from the Messy Craft Corner. I have known Lisa Brown for quite some time, you guys. Quite some time. And she is also my mentor, my business coach, whatever you want to call it. She is all of those things. I want to just say a special shout out to her. I don't know if she's listening, but I'm sure that she will tune in at a later time. She helped me with a problem that I was having with Facebook, and I'm super glad that she did, because it really paid off in the long run to be persistent. And if you are considering starting a business page like the Messy Craft Corner or Brown Eyed Girls Crafting, then I want to recommend Lisa Brown to give you a hand getting that started. Okay. So my inspiration for this came from a dream that I had, and my followers will tease me often about, do I dream about books and crafts and things? And I kind of do. And I had these treat bags, and you can get these at Walmart. I picked these up in Walmart. You fill them with goodies at birthday parties and things like that. So, and they have a whole array of them there, okay? Like tons and tons and tons of them there, of different backgrounds. And you can also pick them up on Amazon and Hobby Lobby, Michaels. They all have these, but these are they're a little treat bag. And let me just tell you, they measure 4 inches across, and then bottom to top is like 6.5 inches. So they're 4 by 6.5. And I just started fiddling with it. Hey, Chrissy Coleman, how are you, friend? What I can say, and I think Lisa or Shar is here, so if I'm speaking out of turn, she can yell at me later. From my understanding is the surgery went well, and Lisa is resting comfortably, and that is pretty much what I know. So I don't think that's a big secret from the followers, okay? So there you go. Shar, if I spoke out of turn, I'm sorry. Okay, so these little treat bags, and I thought these kind of seem like fall-like, and I fiddled around with it a little bit, and then I pulled out some of my fall fabrics, and I have this one that I found at a thrift store, and it's actually a really nice fabric. It's been washed and pressed. I get asked that question a lot. Do I wash and iron? Yes, if I buy a fabric from a thrift store, I definitely wash it when I bring it home, because I don't want anything extra, okay, home with me that can live in fabrics, okay? So I just don't. This one here it's a fat quarter, and it came from Walmart. I did not wash and iron this one because I literally didn't have time, because I pulled it out to use for today. It matched kind of the best of what I thought, because I'm thinking fall theme, and we have the buffalo plaid, because, we're coming into that time, right? We're coming into that time period where, like, okay, the squeaking, if you are not one of my followers, the squeaking is literally my husband right outside of that wall over there, turning on and off the water. He's been working on a project, doing some things around the house today, and he has to wash stuff up. So that might be a pain in the tushy for the next few minutes, but I do apologize. Okay, then what else I did was I went online, and I found some really cute fall printables that I really liked. And I printed them, instead of printing them in landscape, I printed them in portrait so that they would size down to what I needed. Now, let me tell you, these came from, it's called Ginger Journals. gingerjournals.etsy.com. That's where I purchased my printables from today. And she had some really pretty ones, you guys. So we're going to be working with some printables as well as our bags, because we're going to decorate them up. You know that's coming, right? So be prepared. We're going to spend a little bit of time together tonight. It is a finisher week around my craft page. That means all of these journals that I have laying around, I'm supposed to be finishing them up. But I took a break because we're not on my page now, are we? I'm just saying, we're not. So I'm starting with an envelope. A little mailing envelope. This measures, let me just tell you in case you want to grab one, right? Chrissy Coleman, go grab an envelope. This measures 9 inches. I believe it's 6'2". Yeah, it's 6 by 9 inches. Okay, so we're going to start with that. I do have a piece of white felt. I like to back it with white felt. It just makes it a little softer, and we're making a soft cover journal. Now I make them big all the time over at my page, and I've been wanting to do a smaller one, so I say let's do it. What do you say? If you have any questions, ask. I will try to answer right away. A lot of my followers are in the comments and they know things like what kind of glues am I using, where did I get certain things, and if they don't know the answer and I don't answer you, feel free to message me over on my page and ask, okay? So I'm just gluing this closed because I don't need it open and I don't want it like flopping all over the place when the time comes. Okay, this is my super secret tool. Chrissy, I'm mad at Ricky's Chinese. They stopped giving out silverware. You have to ask for it now, and I did not know that, so I did not get a new spoon with my Chinese food today. I use my spoon for spreading my Fabri-Tac. Fabri-Tac is an extremely aggressive glue when it comes to your skin. By aggressive, I mean it will stick to you, and it will take you 3 days to finally pick off the last of it. So I am using Fabri-Tac for this step, and we're just going to make a cover. We're just starting out by making a cover, you guys, and here we go. Are you ready? Tell me if you're ready. So tell me in the comments, do you like to bookmake or junk journal, or are you just a gawker? You just like to watch? You're just here to hang out and support your friend Lisa. That's okay too. Just come support Lisa, hang out. You don't have to. Listen, any crafter that you watch, you don't have to start doing their craft to support them. You can just like and follow their posts, share their posts, that kind of thing. And sometimes I still do get it on my fingers. There's nothing you can do about that. Did that just take the color off of that? I think it did, you guys. I think the glue, I told you it was an aggressive glue. It's a matte. That's what it's there for. I know you do, Dana. Okay, so we're going to press this down here, and when I'm all done gluing this felt onto this envelope, I'm going to trim it all the way around. All right, so I work left to right just as if I were reading a book. I am not calling this a junk journal because I'm not adding very much junky stuff in it. Some of the papers that I printed are from a junk journal kit, but I'm thinking of this more as like a journal. Just a place where we can put in some pictures. Maybe we're going to the pumpkin patch and all of those fun things. And I could kick myself in the tushy because earlier today I was live on my own page and I was like, oh, I should have a word or a phrase in here. And I forgot that I had actually printed off some, and they were sitting on the printer when I came in from outside. And I was like, oh, tiddlywinks. So, you guys, what have you been up to today? What's everybody been doing? Have you been crafting? Were you just doing housework, laundry, all those things? I was supposed to go to the flea market, but I woke up with a little bit of a head cold that I thought was allergies last night, so I ended up not going to the flea market. So I'm a little disappointed. Learning. Started a few, not finished. That's okay, Leslie. I have a lot that are unfinished. So you have too many ideas and a lack of confidence. Okay, so let me give you a pro tip here. Suppose you want to try something out, but you're not entirely sure how it will work out. I buy what I call junk paper. Okay, so maybe I go to a yard sale or flea market or something like that, and I see paper that I don't think I'd really use too much in a journal, so I don't really have a lot invested in it. Or you can buy copy paper, construction paper. I started out, when I started bookmaking and I lacked the confidence, I started using construction paper because it was really cheap. And if I made a mistake with construction paper, who cared? And I worked for a kids ministry at that time, so if I fiddled around with something and it turned out really cool, I would take those books and I would donate them to the children's ministry, and they would give them out to the kids as prizes and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. So don't be afraid to try on something, what I call junk, kind of junk mail, junk, you get junk mail. Take the paper out from the junk mail and try folding things and making pockets and stuff with it. Because if you make a pocket and it turns out really good, you could cover it with nice paper. I'm just saying. Dana did groceries, cleaning, creating, and work. Oy, that nasty W word. Okay, so if you didn't take notice, what I did was I spread my glue across my envelope and I laid out my piece of felt. Okay, that being said, now we're going to work with our decorative, our pretty piece of fabric. And I got this, again, I got this at a thrift store, and we're just going to mount this up right in the center. I know my fabric is too big, and I also know that this piece of fabric is too small. That is okay. That being said, we're going to go ahead, we're going to put this on here, and then we're going to start working on creating this into kind of a fun little mini journal, okay? These make great back to school gifts for teachers, co-workers, parents, kids. If you have a high schooler, these make a great kind of journal for high schooler. Maybe your church's youth group, they get together and maybe they craft or something. This would be a great project for them. And if you're working with little kids, you can always create the cover for them. You can sew in a signature for them with some blank paper and let them go to town. Bring them some stuff to decorate with and let them decorate it up. And then they can keep their church notes and things like that inside of it. So look at how pretty that looks. Look at how bright those colors are of the pumpkins and the gourds and the... I thought this was a zucchini that just got, kissed by God or something, but we got corn over here and this... listen. What is this doing in here? Who knows? So it's a cornucopia of fabric, okay? So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm working from my left to my right, and I'm adding my glue to my spoon, because if I add it to my felt, it's going to just kind of sink down into the felt. And then when I press the fabric on it, what's going to happen is it's just going to squirt back up through, and it's going to be these weird lines. So that's why I'm doing it the way I do it, because an artichoke, I know, right? Who puts an artichoke in and this I thought was a pepper. And I thought, well, which way is the right way? There's no real right way to this, because if I have this way, this apple is upside down. This apple's upside down. If I have it this way, then this pumpkin is upside down. So there's no right or wrong way. But be mindful of that. You were reading? That's good. Reading is a good thing. I do different things with books, but that's okay. You knock yourself out. Read up, girl. And when you're done reading, turn it into a journal. So who works with kids? Teenagers. I call them all kids. I call my kids yet. Teenagers. Who works with teenagers that you think this would be a fun project for them to create just a journal for them that they could even keep notes from a certain class in school? There's actually a lot can be done with these. And as we move on, we'll go over some ideas. My followers are here to help, and they will tell you some ideas they use these for when I ask them. And don't be shy now. Y'all jump in here. I'm a talker. I like to talk, and I like for y'all to talk back to me. So that's always a plus. And I'm sure Lisa is resting and not watching. And if she is, she needs to get off of here and go rest. And she can watch the replay another time. Oh, yeah, a women's group. This would be a lot of fun for men. Don't really tend to appreciate this kind of stuff. Unless they're really into like crafting, bookmaking, paper crafting, journaling, that kind of stuff themselves. So I'm not stereotyping. I'm just stating kind of a fact. As far as like doing this for a men's group at church, I could see Larry would he might enjoy it, but I think he would less likely to enjoy it. So this is Jimmy Lou from the Messy Craft Corner. I'm just filling in for Lisa today. So if Jeff and Lisa are here, hello. Jeff I believe is okay. I think it's Lisa had surgery and she's resting comfortably. All is well. And she'll be back with you soon, and you won't have to put up with me and the other people who you don't follow coming on here to help her out. But if you're not familiar with my page and you'd like to learn more about paper crafting, bookmaking, junk journaling, all of those things, you can follow me over at the Messy Craft Corner. And, yeah, all that good stuff. It's all good stuff, you guys. Okay, so I did a miter cut on the corners of my fabric, okay? Now, I know some of it is, like, this is about 1/4 of an inch bigger than this. That's okay. I'm not crying about it. I like it to be a little more even, but it's okay that it's not, all right? So just keep that in mind. All right, we're adding some more. This is Fabri-Tac. This is the glue that I use when I'm doing fabric to anything. Fabric to fabric, fabric to wood, fabric to paper. Sometimes you'll see me grab it and use it paper to paper. I am what they call a glue snob. I have certain glues that I like to use, and I'm okay. Like, we can still be friends. Okay, you're not going to see me using stick glue. I don't use stick glue in my books. I may use it occasionally, like on tags or something like that, but for a book that I'm putting a lot of work into, I want it to last forever and ever and ever, right? I don't want it to start coming apart partway through. And then we're going to pull these in. And yes, this is going to become a book cover, okay? So no one panic. It's all good. It's good. I'm telling you. Okay, I just have scrap paper over there. And we're going to just go ahead and we're going to put our glue out here. So the reason I spread it with a spoon is so that I don't get these weird lines. See how I went like this and I squiggle lined? If I just fold that over, sometimes fabric, especially cheap, inexpensive fabrics that I sometimes buy by accident, or thinner fabrics because they're old or whatever, the glue will show through in those lines or make weird lines, okay? So, yep, Char's in the comments, I believe. So, y'all say hi to Char. Y'all say hi to sweet sister Char. Okay, hope you guys are ready for a long haul. This is not a 10-minute craft. These things take time, okay? So here's the outside cover. So then you just got to look at it and say, what do I want to be on the front of my cover? Do I want this to be on the front, or do I want this to be on the front? Well, that's going to depend on what I put on the front, and I really don't know what I'm putting on the front yet. I'm just saying. All right, we're going to start to the left, and we're going to work to the right again, adding this fabric for the inside, okay? So we're just doing that. I have it nice and tight. It's about 1/8 of an inch of a mat. So if you like it, if you like more of the pretty fabric to show more on the inside, then what you want to do is cut it to 1/4 of an inch smaller. I do 1/8 of an inch on some things just because that's how I want to do it. Sometimes I do 1/4 of an inch on the covers. Okay. Am I talking too much? If I'm talking too much, just tell me, okay? And I'll stop talking so much. I'm a talker. I can't help it. Sometimes my family has to be like, Mom, you're talking a lot. Okay. So once you get that first little bit down, the rest should be okay. Now, sometimes you get these little fray pieces. I'm okay with it. I have to live with it. You have to live with your book. So you're wishing Char a speed. What did Char do? Did Char do anything? Because I am on Lisa's page, right? You like all the explaining. I try to be very thorough, even though, like, I know some of you have heard this spiel several times, like probably more than 20. But there are some of our new friends out there who have only heard it once. So I like to cover all of my bases here. Just so that way, those of you who are new to it, don't feel so lost out in 8th field somewhere, you know. But this inner fabric came from Walmart. It was a fat quarter, okay? I don't know why they call them a fat quarter. I know why it's called a quarter, because it's a quarter of a yard. But why they call it fat, I don't know. The girl can't help herself. I know, right? I can't. I talk and I talk and I talk. I don't think I talk in my sleep. I would have to ask Larry if I talk in my sleep. I might talk in my sleep. That might be one of my flaws. I don't know. So I like the use of the spoon. That was Larry's idea. Larry is my husband, if you're new to me. And he said one day, why don't you use a spoon or something to spread that stuff around instead of your fingers, and then you won't have to be picking it off. And I was like, that's a good idea. So thus began the Jimmy spoon. That's what we'll call it. The Larry spoon. We'll call it the Larry spoon, right? Okay, so there's my cover all covered in there, and it's ready to go. The only thing I have to do now is I have to bend this in half so that it becomes a cover. Okay, so I'm just bending this in half and I'm pressing it down. Now, if you missed my live earlier today, I was live in an event and we made a little journal out of a paper bag. I apologize. That craft was meant for you guys. Oh, it's been a long day. I know these things happen. I use these sewing clips several times in journals. You'll see me use it. But right now, I just want to kind of teach this how to behave while we get the rest of our stuff ready. Are you ready? Who is ready? We're going to work with these bags next. And I'm going to show you how to create what we're going to call a signature. Now, a signature is that thing that gets stitched in that are the pages of a book, okay? So if you don't know what that is, now you do. And this is kind of where I started heading with this. I took these bags and I made kind of a form so that way this could be part of the signature inside of my book. I know it's sticking out. I like that. That's a me thing. If you don't like them sticking out, you could always cut them, or you could use a bigger envelope for the outside, okay? So that way it would cover that up and then you wouldn't see it. I thought we might, and I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, but we might even add some lace along the top and the bottom so then it kind of covers it up too. Again, I'm not really sure. So what you want to do is you want to start with a piece of cardstock, okay? And I took my cardstock with my treat bags. They came from Walmart. If you missed that when I first got on, I said where the bags came from. They came from Walmart. They measure 4 inches by 6.5. If you have treat bags that are bigger, then you just want to adjust the size, okay? If for some reason you get a bag and you're like, oh, I don't know how to adjust this size, message me. I'm always happy to help. Okay, so I cut my piece of cardstock down to 8 inches by 6 inches, okay? So that way we could glue these onto here and it's gonna fit perfectly like so, but it's not going to be perfectly fit at the top. Again, you could make it taller if you want, but when I glued the bags together back to back, kind of back to back, it made it sturdy enough. Now, trust me, you could probably still rip it. These books are not really meant for little kids with this on the top. Okay, that being said, you don't have to do this part at all. You could just get a really cool printable, like I did, and you can cut it down, fold it in half, get it stitched into your signature, and be done with it. I thought I would try something different, and I think I like this enough to add this into some of my other journals that I'm planning to make. So this book will actually have 2 of these in here, along with 4 other pieces from the printable kit, and here's what I printed out. There were a lot that had kind of a scene that if you fold it in half like this, you're gonna, if it was folded in half and half was on this section of a book and this was on the other half of the book, you're not gonna see that. So I omitted out those ones altogether. But here are the pages that I did print. This is gonna be my center piece of my journal. Then there's a pumpkin field with some wildflowers and kind of a book page with just some pretties. Here's a really pretty pumpkins along. Doesn't this just scream autumn, right? I think so. And then here's some pretty pumpkins. It doesn't matter. Each side of the book page is going to turn out cute because there's pumpkin on both sides. And then here's this one with some autumn leaves on that side. So we're going to be trimming these up so that they become signature, part of the pages of the signature in this book. So I have 4, and then we're going to add a total of 6 pages. Now, if I was doing a bigger junk journal, I would add more. Okay, so that way it would really be stuffed. But this is a smaller book, so I'm scaling it down a bit. Okay. Hang on one second. Oh, I'm going to show you Lisa Kid. Hang on, I'm going to show you. Okay, sorry, I had to just take care of that. All right, so I'm just taking some of my glue. So the other glue that I use, so you need 4 bags for this process. You don't technically have to have 4 bags. You could do a bag on one side and something pretty on the other side, but I did 4 bags. So the other glue that I use is called Neutral pH Adhesive by Line Co. I get this from Amazon, and I love it. It is meant for book making, book binding, book repair. The Line Co has a whole line of products that are meant for book stuff. So what I did was I don't know why I started in the center, but I did. And I just spread my glue around. Now, if you don't like this glue or you have another type of glue, use what you have, okay? This is what I use because I like it. This is what I have on hand. So I'm just laying this down right in the center here. Okay. And then I flipped it over onto this side and we added a bag on this side. Okay. And we're going to do some decorating and all that fun stuff too. Wait till you see the stuff that I got that I printed off. I like when I find a new person over on Etsy for printables, because you know what, I don't have a desire to create printables. I have the ability, I'm sure, but I just don't have the desire to do it. And I know some people are like, oh, I want to do it. I have a friend, Cynthia. If I really want something created for me specifically, she'll do it if I ask her within reason. So anybody have any questions so far? I'm trying not to go really fast, but I do talk fast. I do that by nature. Like, I don't mean to. I'm just a fast talker. Especially then when I get excited, then I really get fast talking. Oh. Well, I hope no one was hurt really bad that they were in the ambulance flying past my house like that. Okay, so just like so. Okay. And then when I close this over, I just want to make sure that that nothing is on the bending line, because these now have become pockets. Okay, so this book has several pockets that are top loading in them, and we're good to go. Okay, so then on the front side here, we're going to add this. Now, let me tell you, you could also take these bags, you could cut these off, and you could create pockets all on their own. You could take them, you could fold them in half, and you could stitch them into a signature for a side load pocket. There's tons of ideas of what you can do with these. So, does anyone have any questions so far, or am I covering kind of all the bases for you? Because I don't want anyone to be lost as we start to move forward. If you're lost, raise your hand and tell me what part I can repeat for you. Because like I said, I'm a talker. I don't mind repeating. Y'all giving me some hearts. Thank you. In fact, you know what? Everybody throw up some hearts. Let's help Lisa's algorithm, okay? because, you know, when you get sick or you need a surgery or something like that, you really are dependent on other people to help your algorithm move. And I want to make sure that we're helping our friends, right? Okay, I have one little edge here that just needed a little trim. So I just used my scissors and I just trimmed it off. And so there we go. That's how you create this part for the signature. Now this is going to be in here twice. Okay, so we've got 4 other pages to work with. So this is over here sitting here. It's shaking and baking. It's doing its thing. And I'm just putting these things with it. If you're new to me, I do tend to lose things. That happens. I can't help it. It comes with being messy. Like this box. I have this box. I am putting it to my left. If I go, what did I do with that box? That is a box that I brought in here specifically for when I start to fussy cut. I've been tossing them into these boxes by season, and it just has been working out pretty good. Okay, so I'm taking these pages that I printed off, and I'm going to cut them down. Okay, so this is just copy paper, and I need for my signature piece of this, I don't want this sticking up over the book, to not be any bigger than 6 inches. So I'm laying this on here and I'm just trimming this off. And when I bring it around here, I'm making sure that it is less than 6 inches. So I'm going 5 7/8. That's going to make it nice and tight inside of that book. And then we're going to trim this off because when we fold these in half, like so, we don't want any part of this sticking out of our book. Now, it will be okay. It's not really going to stick out, but I don't want the white, okay? So if you don't mind the white, you can ink it. You can also, you could stamp on it with rubber stamps if that's your thing. I'm being careful because, I don't know, this blade seems like it just wants to hop along here and do all the things. So look at how pretty that is. This, I think I want to be like that first picture that you see when you open up your journal. What's the very first thing you want to see when you open it? So I think I like this pumpkin. It just seems like this should be it, right? And then inside here, so where that fold is a page, okay? So when we start adding these things to our book, we're going to build them like this, okay? So just like so. And then now I'm going to, so we got 4 and 2, that's 6. So we're going to do 2 pretty papers, one of, wait, how did I want to do this? Yeah, we can make one of these the center of the no, I can't make one of these the center of the signature. Ah! Okay, so let's do this. We're going to do 1 and 1, and then we're going to do 2 pretty papers we got here. Really what I should do is just trim these all down and then worry about it. Ah! See how I tore that? That's okay. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. We'll add some lace or something to that to I don't want to tear it more. We'll add lace or something to that to cover that up. You know, a tab, something we'll put there. Who knows what it's going to be? Not me. I don't know. So, but see, when we fold this, you guys, look at, we got that pumpkin that's half on this side and half on that side, but you're still seeing the pumpkin part, and that's okay. So now we're going to do 2 pages, and we're going to add 1 more. Let me just, okay, I think I have no comments moving, you guys. So if someone could just say hello to me. My comments look like they're stuck. Like nothing's happening. There's no shaking and baking happening, you guys. There we go. Thank you guys for doing that. That's helpful. I was like, wait, why don't I have any comments happening? Ooh, see, it just wants to kind of skip along there and do its own thing. Just like that. Okay, so now we have, so here's what it looks like. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. This one makes 5. And then this last one is going to be 6. But what's bugging me is in between these two. So look at, I think we can do a lace doily. So lace doilies come in a lot of shapes, sizes, and colors. I say buy the white ones and color them. My cutter, I'm sorry, I didn't even cover that, did I? My cutting board is a We Are Memory Keepers trim and scoreboard. This thing cuts and it scores. And a score is just when you need to like fold something up at a certain edge. You just run your bone folder right down the little grooves, and it helps to do all of the things. So Miss Shar is in the house. I like seeing Miss Shar in my comments. It makes my heart happy. So we're going to add this to here. Now I promise you this is going to make sense here in a minute. So when we open up our book, this is what it's going to look like. So when we open it, the first thing we're going to see is this pumpkin. As if you didn't know, pumpkins were part of what was happening, okay? I like that it has some blue little watercoloring in it. If you don't like that, then you can pick whatever kind of printables that you like. Then we have this. We're going to add something pretty onto this. And then we go here. So see how we have a printable, something extra, a printable. Here's our doily, something extra, a printable, something extra, and our printable. The last thing is this pumpkin. Okay, something just went bazinging, and I don't know what it was. You guys, anything can happen in this craft room. I'm just saying. So don't be afraid of the happy little accidents that sometimes do occur, because it does happen. And there's not much you can do about it. Just fix it or go run and print some more off. That can happen too. There's Molly Jasper saying hello. Molly, this set I'm using has ATC card printables with it. They're in the other room. I'm saving those. Okay, so this is going to be our center piece. When we open this up, this is going to be it. Sorry, this is going to be it. I want the pumpkin with the music notes to be right in the center, okay? Just like so. All right, so that's going in there just like that. And that is all that I'm adding to it. Can you see how it's starting to kind of pop? All right, so with it popping, there's going to be, now I'm going to have to definitely hold it closed with something. We're going to have to put some kind of lace or ribbon or rickrack or, oh, I have this stuff. This is beautiful stuff. This will be perfect, you guys. I didn't even know what I was going to use for the tie closure, and it's just sitting there staring at me. Okay, so this is our signature. Before we go and stitch this in, and I'm going to show you how to do that with, I did not bring my other awl back in here from being outside. I'll have to go grab that, you guys. I'm going to teach you the skill of sewing in a signature. But before I do that, I want to add something here for a pocket. Or you could do a pocket or a belly band. Now, a belly band is just, it's just what it sounds like. It's a piece of fabric or material or something. Lace. You heard the lady say, ooh, we like lace. Lace is always a good thing. for a belly band. Now this is going to be way too big, but wouldn't that be pretty? I mean, that could definitely be on a bigger journal. I would use this for a pocket. On this journal, not so much. But let's see what else we have down here. Not that. Not that. This is very pretty though. Look at this. This is so pretty. I almost want to do it, you guys. Who knows what I'm thinking? If you know what I'm thinking, you're spending too much time with me. I'm thinking, how pretty would that look on the outside of that book? But then, you know, we're losing, the only thing we're going to have is the color of the stuff there. But doilies and things like that can be cut down and used for pockets, belly bands, that kind of stuff as well. Let me see. I just have not, it's not that I don't have anything. It's I just haven't found what I'm looking for. No kidding, you guys. We're just looking for what we're looking for. And I don't know what I'm looking for. We're just here. I don't want anything too wide, because anything too wide is going to be too much for this book. This would make a perfect belly band. I think I want to use that for a belly band. Hang on, I need to go grab my awl, and I think there's some lace that I want in the other room too. Give me 1 second. Okay, and who wants to see my finished journal from earlier? Those of you who were watching the live, who would like to see that? Why, again, with this lace showing up in my hands, like it needs to be a part of. Okay, so this lace I used earlier, and this is like the perfect size for a pocket. So we're going to use this for a pocket and this for a belly band. So if you want to see, you have to ask though. Yeah, once you start, it is extremely hard to like stop either this. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if you're talking about this or if you're talking about ATC cards, but both kind of are hard to stop. So we're going to do this. And then when we do this, we're going to put something along the bottom here. And I may add this lace that it's going to stick out the bottom. Okay. You guys want to see it. I know it. Okay, so we had a paper bag. It came from my Chinese takeout food. Not even kidding. Literally from today. We had Chinese takeout, and I brought the paper bag, and I said, oh, I want to make a journal with this, with Lisa's friends. Okay, and so this was meant to be done with you guys today. We did this in about 45 minutes, so these don't take long at all. I used a piece of sari from the Chindi rugs, the Cindy rugs, Chindi rugs, you know, that sari silk. And this is some layered lace that we added here. This is from a paper bag. Keep telling yourself that as I show it to you, because I have to keep telling myself that. I keep telling myself, it's a paper bag, it's a paper bag, it's a paper bag. We added some pretty fall decorations to the front. And then this is a pocket. So I did create a little tag piece for inside of there. You can add a photo here. Over here I created this fun little piece I thought was going to fit in that pocket, but it didn't, and then it was too late to to put it over there or to trim it down, so I just punched some holes in it and I put some of that sari to kind of mix. But there's that pocket I'm talking about. So we're going to make a pocket just like this in that other journal, and then when we open this, I added a tuck spot using one of those wooden pumpkins, you guys. And that fits up in there like so. This is just a picture. This will hold a 4x6 photo. Very nice for a 4x6 photo, right? And then over here, this is actually like a journal, like a book pages. So we did a signature just like I'm about to show you. We have some pockets right here that you can put some tags into. And then we have this. Okay, so One other, oops, hold on. I have some pages glued together. Sometimes that happens, especially being outside. I don't know, being outside, it seems like it happens to me more often than not. But so all of the pages, then you can add a photo to or whatever. And then this opens up. You can put memorabilia in it. I just have two little pieces that you can write on, or you can glue it closed. You can write on. And so you can see the video on how to do this book over on my page from earlier today. And then it's just a tied in a bow. This will be in my sale on Friday, you guys. And it's a paper bag. So go get some Chinese takeout with a paper bag and make yourself one. I would like to see one for each month. And then you can journal all about your month. And at the end of the year, when New Year's Eve comes along, you could get out all your books and just go over all the wonderful things that happened to you that year. Or maybe not so wonderful. No judgment. There could be maybe not nice things that happen to you, but hopefully it's all blessings, okay? So we're going to use some Fabri-Tac, and we're just going to glue these up to create a belly band on the front, and we'll be able to put tags and stuff in it, okay? So we're going to put this straight across there like that, okay? And I'm going to clip it. I think that's what went zinging earlier. I think I opened the book. And, oh, sure, absolutely. Lisa and I have known each other for, like 3 years or so now. Something like that. And, I know in a second that she would cover for me. Her and Char, both wonderful ladies. I have nothing negative to say. And anyone who does, they obviously don't know them well enough. That's all I'll say about that. Okay. So who's excited to see where this is going? Because this is the part where, like, now I'm starting to get super duper excited for the things that are coming. And some of the things that are coming are like this girl. She may be coming to this journal. And I accidentally copied it on copy paper, on cardstock before I knew what happened. So some of these things are going to become cards that we can tuck into said pockets and belly bands, right? Also, there were some printables that were bookmarkers, and I don't know what I did. Okay, who was here when I made the bookmarker the other day? Because the stuff that I used, don't know what I did with, but I would like to make one of those again for this. And then this also had these round printables, and you don't have to fussy cut round. I do not like to fussy cut, and the lazier I can be, the better off I am. See how it doesn't all the way fit down? All I need to do is just take my cutter and get closer, and then this is a 2.5 inch circle punch, and just come in like so. And yeah, I'm losing a little bit, but look at that beautiful piece that I have there. And something like this, I want to use on the front of this, okay? Also, these things can tuck in here. There's 110 things you could do. It could be. I have more. I just would have to go over into the storeroom to grab it. So we're just going to add this onto here. And this must have been on to something, because there's some like fabric that's sort of unraveled here, and I am not unraveling it. I am not doing anything different with it. I'm just going to let it, we're going to let it hang out, and we're going to let it be. Okay. All right. So we're just going to press this down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm taking a piece of this scrap paper and I'm slipping it inside this pocket, because what I want to do is I want to add this to here. Okay, but I don't want it to stick and close up my pocket. I want it to be part of the decoration for it. So I'm going to go very light-handed with the glue. Okay, very light-handed. And I'm going to press this on there. And we're going to leave it alone. Okay, you're going to see me fiddle with it, do a couple of things, and that's okay. All right, now my signature. let's take this off because we're good here. This is glued down enough to trim this work up along the edge here. Okay. And right now you could have let this, if you want to see this raggedy edge here, you could do that too, but I just wanted to trim it up. You could add some trim work to that if you want, but look at how pretty that looks. And even, you know, something like this with the truck, right? This kind of thing you can also put into tuck spots and things like that. And that's stuff that can, whoever gets your book. Yes, the cork. Yes, that's what I'll have to go grab more. Don't give away my secrets now. Y'all be telling on me, and then I'll be like, oh man, where's the element of surprise? They already spoke it out and said what it was. Y'all know I'm teasing. So the purpose of this is that if I have to tear this scrap piece of paper, that's okay. If I glue down this to my cover, I'm done. I'm done. I have to tear it up. It's going to look not very nice, and I won't be very happy. So what we're going to do is we're taking this. There's nothing that's odd. Wait, I'm saying that as I'm thinking, wait, she has a... Okay, so this is okay. Sometimes you have things that are smaller that maybe drop to the bottom and, or, you know, are way up high. So just be sure that you don't have any of those things happening. Then what I'm doing is I'm lining this up with my cover. Okay, grab some of these clips and we're just going to clip this together right there, and we're going to clip this together. We're going to have to go here. I'm not going to be able to do up top because of those things sticking up the top there. That's okay. All right, so just like so. This is an awl. If you're not familiar with the tools that I'm using, that's okay. I do have in my Shopify these kits. So I know that Lisa doesn't sell these, so I'm okay with telling you guys this. This comes in the kit with an awl and a sharp needle and 2 different colors of waxed thread. Now I'm going to use waxed thread that is black. Okay, so waxed thread, it rides nicer. It's a little more sturdy, durable. You can use embroidery floss. You can sew in a signature with sari silk. There's a lot of things that you can sew in your signature with. But the kits that I sell have 2 different colors of this, 3 yards each, so 6 yards of sewing in material. That's plenty for several books, okay? And then it comes with 1 awl, and it comes with a sharp needle. So, and they vary in the sizes. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm poking straight down through out the center and making sure it's going all the way through to the outside. Now, once I got through, I continued to push to get the bigger part of the awl out. Lisa kid. I keep a second awl on my work surface. This is a cheaper one that came with something else, and I don't like it for this, but I do like it to help hold my place. That's helping to hold my place. I'm coming in about 3/4 to an inch in from the bottom, and I'm pressing through. Again, I'm going to where the bigger part is because of the fabric that we're going through. Now, I keep going, knocking around. Do I want to add the little extra loop so we could make a charm? I think I will. So we're going to go in about an inch from here. And then we're going to scoot up a little bit. And we're going to give it another... Ooh, fingers, Jimmy Lou. Listen, the ladies don't want to see you bleed all over the place. That was very close. Very close. Okay, now we're going to do our sewing using our needle. Now, it's not like sewing. You could take it to a sewing machine and just zip right down. But if you're adding vintage or old book pages, you could run into a problem, okay? And the last thing you really want to do is run into a problem. Again, Jimmy Lou. I'm just bound and bent to bleed tonight. You want to be careful sewing with a sewing machine. All right, so we're going to go out through the center, okay? And we're going to come up through right here. Leave a long tail. If it's helpful, clip your tail on so that it doesn't go bazinga on you. And we're going out through the bottom. Okay. Now we're going to go all the way to the, to the tippy top. I don't know why I get this so confused sometimes. To the tippy top here. And we're going to pull it. Take that out, all right? Now we're going to go out through this right here. And that is now creating a loop. So see that loop? So if I want to add any charms or dangles to the book, that loop right there is going to hold it. Okay. Now we're going to go, wait, we're on the inside. We have to go back to the outside. So go out through that top hole. And then we're coming down and we're coming back through the center hole. Okay. Right out the same hole you went into. Just come in on the opposite side of your center piece there. Okay. Give this a good snug tug. Nice and tight. Okay. Anybody lost? Anyone have any questions about what I did there? Because I know like that can be confusing. Come back and watch the replay. Catch it again and again and again if you have to, because that was tricky for me to learn. If you were not adding the loop, you would go down through the center, up through the top, all the way to the bottom, back up through here. That's how you would do it. Down, up, down, up. That eliminates that little extra loop. But the little extra loop is fun if you want to add some, dangles or this or that to it. So let's see. Did I glue the paper to the book cover? I might have. This is why I add the extra, right? A little extra. I actually glued it to the bottom of the pocket and not to the thing there. But we're good. Everything's glued in place. And now we have this cute little pumpkin that's just decorating that pocket. Here's our belly band in the front. You could do the same thing here if you wanted to. You could put I think I will. Hang on. This is getting good. This is getting good. I just had this really good idea. Hang on. Let me get a piece of scrap cardstock here. And I'm cutting another piece out. So what I'm doing essentially is I'm going to make a sandwich here. I'm going to sandwich that lace in between those two. Do we like the truck or do we like something else? I think I like the truck because that also is just like fall-like. Yeah, I think we do the truck, you guys. I did not trim these off because I tend to like to hang things off of them. And I have in the back of my mind some really cool pumpkins. So, you needed the reminder. Yeah, you know what? I do too. I sometimes am like, oh, geez. All right, so I'm adding this under the belly band. Okay, so I'm kind of doing my own thing here now. All right. And then I'm taking this and I'm going to add this Fabri-Tac glue because we have fabric involved. And we're just going to add this glue right there. Okay. And we're going to line this up and we're just going to make that sandwich. Okay. So now we have that sandwich. Again, do this for a little, just so that way, if any glue that seeps out, you don't want it to glue. If it glues down, see how the glue seeped out over on this side? That will glue down to your book, and then it's Fabri-Tac. It's permanent, right? It's yes on the truck. I didn't even wait for an answer. I was just like, yep, we're doing that. Okay, so here's kind of where we're at. Now we're at a place where we could decorate the cover. We can decorate the pages in here, and we're going to do it all. It's finishing week over on my page, so we're going to finish it up, okay? This was not a book that should take forever and a day to do, but look how pretty that looks then. Okay, so we have some pieces that I accidentally printed out on cardstock, and I thought it's okay that I accidentally printed them on cardstock. We'll just turn them into journaling cards, right? So that's what we're going to do. So the little girl on the bicycle is a yes. Like, I'm not even messing around, asking and waiting for answers. She's going into the book. Okay, so I'm just cutting her out at 3 inches, you guys. 3 inches, and then I could leave it the whole length here, but what I'm going to do is we're going to trim this down right there, and we're going to trim off that kind of brownish part there, making this 5 1/4 high. Okay, now I have this paper, I think it's in the other room, that has lines on it, and I like to add it to the back sides of things like this, just so that they become writing places for journaling. So look, I cut this just the right size. Well, it could stand to have a little bit more trimmed off of it, to be honest with you. Let's go down to 5 inches. Okay, this will fit right underneath that belly band. Okay, and I think that would look really cute under there. It also, you could take it, you could tuck it into, oh, I think she looks cute in the pocket too, you guys. So we could take this to make this for in the front, right? So let's just trim this up here. Cut this down to 5. That other one was cut to 3, but I kind of like this just the way it is. I like you just the way you are. Your stamp. No, not my stamp. Oh, and you guys are going to be so mad at me. I went to a yard sale and I saw one, and then I got excited to buy this other stuff, and I left the stamp behind with the lines in it. But you could. They're talking about the stamp. You know what? We will use this. Why not? So this is a stamp that I got from Close to My Heart. If you want to know where to buy it, you can message me later. And you can add lines to things to create some fun little things. Okay, so let's just ink this up. I'm just using my black Close to My Heart ink pad. Oh, you know what? Lisa also sells Close to My Heart, you guys. Message Lisa. She could help you find one. You might have to wait a little bit to get an answer, but buy them from her. Unless you're, unless I am your maker, then buy them from me. But let's just put this underneath here and underneath here, because I'm sure we're going to go off the edge here, but we're just going to stamp that down. Ah! Okay. I didn't want it to do that. And then I was going to stamp it down here, but now that I dropped it, we are going to cover it with paper. Oopsie doodles, you guys. These things happen. Okay, so if you are a Temu shopper, and if you're not, that's okay. You can use just white lined paper as well. I buy this journaling paper from Temu, and it is my favorite. Hang on, I keep getting glue clogs in this, and I think the glue is what has the clog. I don't think it's the bottle, because when I fish it out, it's like a big clogger. So, yeah, oops. Sometimes you drop it, and then you just have to have an alternate plan. Again, there's really only one rule to these books, and that is to have fun and do you, okay? Don't try to do it like me. Do your own thing. I'm giving you a basic, okay? And then giving you some skills to work with. And if you, do it exactly like me, then it's not really your book, is it? It's my book with, that you just copied. And that's okay. I mean, I copied a lot of people when I first started, but this can also be fun. All right, so I'm going to just cut this out. I'm just fussy cutting off the screen over here. And I actually have a box of scrap papers, okay, that I keep. And, every so often I get out my die cuts and I die cut and do all the things with. But I have a box specifically for this lined paper, because you just never know when you're going to need a piece just the right size, right? Who's with me? Just the right size, and you don't want to go fishing through a whole big box. So now it has lines on the back, you guys. That's what I wanted to do to begin with anyhow. So now we have this, right? But I think it needs something. So here's some things that I printed off. First of all, I had my printer connected to my label printer for my shipping, and I accidentally printed these labels out on this sticker paper. But like, I'm not hating it, because then what I can do is I can cut and I have a sticker. Okay, so just because I accidentally did that doesn't mean anything. So what I want to do is, for this journal, I want to add this sticker sheet into the journal at some point for it to just be, so that way whoever gets it, you know what, we're going to have to trim it down, you guys. It's not going to fit all the way. So we'll just take a piece of the sticker sheet and stick it in there. And then, you know, you can cut it out. You can make all kinds of fun stuff with it, right? And they have a lot. So what I meant to do was I meant to print it onto cardstock. So that way we could, you know, decorate up some of our journal paper. So these ones here, these were not from the same lady. These ones have a lot. Look, it has corn, evergreen, candy apple, s'more, mask, rake, jack-o'-lantern. I don't like zombie. That actually, you know what? Goodbye, zombie. There's some things I just don't like, and that's okay. But here's one that says pumpkin. Let's use this one. And I'm just fussy cutting this out. So this is what I was saying I have that box for, is when I go on a long car trip, long car ride, okay? Tell me whoever gets like this. I get like crazy on a long car trip because my hands can't be doing something. And we're gonna add this onto here somewhere. Kind of like it at the bottom. So long car ride, I take stuff like this and I fussy cut it out and I stick it into these, because then, you know, I have it and I have a pair of scissors that fit perfectly inside this box, and that's a me thing. Maybe you enjoy looking at all of the fun stuff, and that's okay. Again, that's a you thing. Okay. This is Calico Collage. Calico Collage had some really pretty collage papers with some really pretty sayings. So I thought if I didn't like the background, I at least could cut out the sayings. That is not what I was looking for. That says pumpkin. And so what I want to do is, I have some pumpkins here. And I also have, there was also some like fussy cut things as well. I think I want to use this. Okay, so let's line it up and see what it's going to look like. Because all of these kind of things can get used to decorate your book, to make hidden paper clips, to use in just your regular journals or, you know, your planners. Maybe you want to attach this to a paper clip so that it like would just be really cool for, you know, a paper clip onto your planner. So this is what I'm going to do. I think we're going to put the pumpkin down here at the bottom, and we're going to put this up here at the top, kind of like a flag almost. And then this is going to be a journal card that's going to go in this book. Now, I was not really on the journal card part of the journal. I just ended up doing that. I don't know why. You guys talked me into it. That's what I'll say. I'll blame you guys. Okay, so if you guys are here and you're my followers and you don't follow Lisa, make sure to be hitting that follow button on Brown Eyed Girls Crafting as well. Jeff does these wonderful devotions every day. If that's your thing, you know, hop on over and see what he has to say. I always seem to get a lot from when I am able to catch those. They're just a lot of fun. So, but look at, now we can slip this into our belly band like so, right? And look at how pretty that looks. Doesn't that look pretty? Tell me, because it looks pretty to me. And now I have all of these fun things also to decorate with. Okay. So should we talk about the cover? I'm a little nervous about the cover, you guys, because I sort of have an idea what I want to do, but I'm not entirely sold on the idea that I want to do it. Does that make sense? I will tell you, I am using this, I don't know where I got this. It's burlap ribbon is what it is. And I'm going to use this for a tie closure. So let's just start. And sometimes I start with this and then I get, because I didn't even plan on using this stuff until I saw it laying on my desk today. Okay, it frays, it does all the nice stuff. If you don't have burlap ribbon, you could always make some with some, you know, the drop cloths. You totally do that if you want to. Okay, so let's do this. And we're just gonna tie a little bow here, and it's gonna help hold it closed too. And then it's gonna help me to have a little bit of a vision. Okay, so now I have a little vision. You know, I asked you guys if you wanted to see the finished book. Oh, I did show it. I'm almost wondering if I don't want to use some of this lace today on this book as well. Or if I just want to carry on with this lace out here, which I think that's what I want to do, is this. And then what I was thinking is some leaves or something just directly in the center and just be kind of simple. We can also, if you like, I always say, oh, we can make it simple, and then I end up pulling out 25 other things that make it not simple. We could just do, my sunflower book looks like that though. So I don't think I want to do that. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. We could also take one of these and put it on the front, and it will soften this some. Autumn's quilt is sewn with sunshine and spice. How fun is that? That one's cool. I also have these pumpkins that we could fussy cut out, but they're really soft in color there, so they're probably not going to make the cut. And these are just also autumn sayings for journals. Autumn is as joyful and sweet as an untimely end. So there's some of that. The large decorative button. So one of these. Okay, well, which one do you like then? I'm just going to start popping them out because we're going to use one anyways. And I also think I want to show you guys how to make a paper clip using these round cut apart pieces. Okay, so here's the girl on the bicycle. Here's the pumpkins. I kind of just like the pumpkin, I think. Hello. Hi, honey. So I was telling the ladies that I really like to talk, and someone asked, do I talk in my sleep? And I told them they would have to ask you because I don't know.
No, you don't.
I don't. I should, though, for as much as I like to talk.
You answer when I say something to you.
In my sleep, yeah. That I did know I do that. So we could do, this is what we could do. This is a definite. I'm not wavering on that. This is a possibility. And this, I could be persuaded one way or another to not use it out here, because we can use it on the inside pages and let it hang out off the edge as well. A wooden button or fall colored button. Oh yeah, we can also add some buttons. Absolutely. Absolutely we can. I have a lot of white in here right now. I don't know why, but I do. You just want to see me drop the buttons on the floor. That's really what it is, isn't it? Tell the truth now, Christy. You just want to see the buttons hit the floor. Or see me dump them all out. Look at this nice big fat one. Well, we have this one. We could add this one. Oh, we could do, wait. Hold on. Hold the truck. Oh, geez. Well, that'll have to get picked up tomorrow. So if I add this here, and then I have this kind of, this shank button, look at how pretty that would look. And then we could just put this kind of down below. We could still put this here, but that button then makes it look like it's holding it closed. Thoughts? Thoughts. We could also take some of this lace that's gathered, you guys. And we could take it around the outside here. We have to gather it a little more, but make that kind of poofity. Yes, we're going to do a dangle. We're going to do some, I left this long for, oh, look at that little tiny strawberry. How fun is that? Look at these two. And keep those out. I have an idea for those. You like this, or you like this with the idea of this, or you want to see me do this and burn my fingers with my glue machine, because that can happen. We can make this happen too if we just add some of this. Maybe this is what's throwing me off. Maybe I just want to add some of this with this behind it and the button. And we could always do a button on each side like this. We could do this. Like one to each side. The pumpkin round takes away from the fabric. That's kind of how I feel too, but it needs, we have to put at least a saying on the front. So we can do the lace with the button, and then oh, I like this saying. Hang on a second, you guys. Tell me what you think about this. So this is just from that collage paper that has the phrases on it, okay? And I'm just trimming this off. And this phrase says, pumpkin spice and everything nice. That's what autumn days are made of. What do we think about that? I think I don't like the button. I think I don't like those big buttons is what I think kind of some of my problem is. I think I would be more likely to add something down here. I like the saying. We can also, you guys, I have flowers. I can pull flowers. And we can add some flowers to it too. It doesn't have to just be, I could go get the pumpkins that I used earlier too. That's too big. Yeah, woo, I did not think I was going to be struggling with this cover as much as I am. Yeah, I do have a lot of those leaves left. Hang on, I'll grab some. Hold on, hold please. Okay, you guys, I found the perfect button. Who knows that laugh? Who knows that laugh is a laugh of Jimmy Lou's having fun with you now. I found the perfect button, you guys. And watch it be the button that, like, works. Look at this. See, look at. Does this work? Does this actually, like, work? What if we take this and we go over the top? We can let that kind of hang out some. And we can do this, and we can still put... See, I'm teasing now. Now I'm teasing. Oops. See, I'm losing stuff. It's going everywhere. There's just a lot happening. Okay, so I do have some of the leaves left from earlier. So we can do this. I think the going this way is throwing me off. So what if we do this in the center there, and then we just add some leaves kind of around there, because the pumpkins are a little on the big side. But the leaves, I think I could handle. Because we could do 1, 2, and kind of 3. And we can incorporate a button or 2. Did you guys see the size of that button? When I pulled that out, I was like, wowza. Like, wowza. Just saying. Your thoughts? Oh. I definitely want to add a phrase on the front of it, because I feel like I dropped the ball on the other one that I did. But I do like this. And, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this, and we're going to take this straight around to the back side. And we're going to glue this into place. That's what we're going to do right now, because I know that this tie closure is a go. We're a go for this. So we're just going to add a little bit of hot glue back there to hold that down. And we're going to add some back here to hold that down. Okay. Now we're going to scoot this stuff out of the way. And I'm going to be looking for all these leaves here in a bit. You know what, though? I kind of like this. Ooh, that smells good, you guys. Sometimes you glue something down and the scent of wherever just comes through. And it just smells real pretty. Okay, and now we're going to add this, and we're going to line this. This is going to go right to the edge and straight around, just like so. Be careful not to glue down your tie down pieces. And then, you know, I like that frilly kind of loosey-goosey kind of thing. And we're going to center that up there. That's the direction I'm going. Now I'm cooking. Now we've got it happening. All right, so let's just add some glue along here. I'm using Fabri-Tac because, again, fabric to fabric, and then that'll make it more permanent. Okay, and we're going to add Fabri-Tac to our piece here. No comments about that big button. Just asking. I mean, you like the leaves. I like the leaves too, and then it does sort of pull in the rest of what we had going on there. So okay, let's press this down. Now on the back side back here, you could definitely do something like this to help hold that tie down. And I think we're just going to go ahead with it. I'm not even going to wait for a response because I know that I need to do it. So this book will be finished. It will be in my auction on Friday at 4 Eastern. I'll be having an auction. And I auction off all of the books that I make. I only ever one time was like, I want to keep this. So, okay, so here's what you can vote on. I know it was a big button. I mean, that was for like Jumbo the Giants at the circus. Okay, so one of these we're going to make into a clip. Oh, darn, I don't have any clips in here. I'll have to get one of those. A paper clip for on our journal. So tell me, do you want to see the girl on the bicycle or the pumpkin as our journal piece? I'm keeping these out. Okay, so we're going to glue these pieces, these leaves down. Look at that green one. Isn't that pretty? And this one here, I kind of like there. So we're going to put two together. Put two together, and we're going to put one up here. Now, I work in odd numbers. Odd numbers are more pleasing to your eye. It draws it to where your eye to where it should go. Where if it's uneven, it doesn't always do that. Okay? Right, so I see one pumpkin, two girls. these leaves, I want to go get more of these, you guys. There were a lot of these on this. These came from Hobby Lobby. And pumpkin spice and everything nice. That's what autumn days are made of. Cool saying. So now you can add a little bow if you want to put a little bow on there. Whatever you like. It's entirely up to you. I'm just going to glue that down a little bit. It needs to be tacked down. Just like so. All right. Now I'm very pleased with this. I think this looks very good. I'm happy with it. We will be adding a dangle, and that's going to add some of more kind of, it's not going to be listen, it's going to be a neat dangle, but it's going to be unique. Okay. A neat, but unique one. Okay. So, I saw a lot of the pumpkin. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to punch out whatever. Hang on. I have to grab, I need me a, paper clip. You guys need paper clips for this. Okay, here we go. I did bring in some dangle pieces for us to use. Because even if we don't make a dangle, because the cover looks great and we don't want to add something, that's okay. All right, so here's my pumpkin. Here's my paper clip. Now I'm just taking a piece of scrap cardstock. Scrap cardstock that I keep a whole ton of it over here, and an X-Acto knife. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut a slit near the top of our circle, okay? Then you just take your paper clip and you just slip it down in there, just like so, okay? Then all you do is glue these two together, and you now have a clip that fits down over your books and stuff. But I think because this book has a lot of things that can stick out, that I want to add something to the top of this paper clip. Look at this. This stuff is yummy. It is vintage. It is like a velvet kind of ribbon. Okay. But it has like embroidery on it, and it's just really pretty. So what I'm going to do is we're going to slide this back out of here without tearing it, because it's not wanting to work with me. There we go. And we're just going to put kind of a pretty ribbon piece at the top here. So just slip this through, just like so. Okay. And then we're going to take this and we're going to slip this through like so. And just pull it really tight. Really, really tight. Just like that. Really tight. And then just slip your paper clip on there, just like I said before, okay? I want the pretty green facing front, okay? So just slip that in there like so, okay? And now what we're going to do is we're going to glue these two together. And then not only do I have like this really cool clip, first of all, you can make these clips and not be a paper crafter, and that's okay. I am using hot glue for this. Be careful because your clip can get hot because they're metal. You don't need the inside piece. You only need the outside piece. And we're just going to line this up and press that on there. Okay. Turn this over. Hang on. Let's use Mr. Big Button. Mr. Big Button would make a really cool clip for a book. I'm just saying. Okay. Just like so. And now all you have to do to use it is to clip it over one of your pages. Okay, so let's look at our book now and see where else we want to go with this book. Okay, so the pretty pages that I printed out are lovely, and I don't think I want to do anything extra to those. Okay, but you could add, you know, some pieces down at the bottom down here to make a tuck spot, that would be fine. You can take some of the cut apart pieces. Hang on, there were some that were, hang on. Here are some that are pumpkins that you can cut these out and you can clip them on, and those would also look really pretty as part of it. You can also take your words and phrases that you printed out and you can add them. So let's add something to on here, okay? Let's add the word season. Okay, so now remember, we have a bag coming up that we're going to do something in. Okay, whoops. So here's the word season. And you can just put it on there just plain as anything and just let it go. You can also take some ribbon and you can mount it kind of in front of. So you can do this. And add that kind of coming from behind. You can do, take a piece of ribbon like this and just back and forth it like so, and have that happening. There's a lot of things that you can do with things like this, okay? So I'm just going to do this. So we're going to put that ribbon down, that fabric-y type ribbon is going to go down first. And then we're just taking the word season, and it's dictionary paper. It looks like dictionary paper. And we're just going right over the top. Anybody bored yet? And we're just going to press that down. And then that gives that a title. Now that looks to me very good for the inside of a journal. When you open it up and you're like, oh, look at how beautiful that is. That looks great. Okay. So then we turn over here. This is great. You can add a photo, but these pages here are a little bit blah to me and they need some things. So a couple of things. I did accidentally print some things out that were not oriented for this book. So we can take these things and we can use it just like paper. So just like paper. These are 4 inches. Don't let me forget I put my buttons up there, you guys. These bags are 4 inches. So first of all, let's trim off the white strip on the side here. Okay. And then let's grab us 3 3/4. So 3 3/4. Now I'm going to take off this right there. And I'm going to take this off right here. And then we're just going to see how that will look. Now I know, don't anyone get angry thinking that I'm covering up all this pretty paper, because I'm not going to do all of it. We're just going to rip some things, okay? So I cut it squared off on the bottom. I think what I want to do is, let's cut this kind of squared up here. Okay. And now we're just going to we're going to rip it in half. Let's just rip it in half, corner to corner. Okay, we're going to put one at the bottom here and one at the top up here. And then we have that pretty buffalo plaid in between. Okay, see, Kathleen Smith was like, no, she thought I was going to cover that pretty buffalo plaid. Now, I'm not doing the same thing to everything here, but look at how pretty that looks now with the leaves and then those pretty fall flowers. Okay, and then we're just going to, then you can grab some other things to add with this. This dang glue bottle is just really working it, you guys. I don't know if Shar is still here, but I know tomorrow there are some ladies coming on tomorrow to cover the page. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can see who all that is. Hang on a second. because I know this. Hang on. Crafting for Lisa, and the schedule reads something like this for tomorrow. So if you want to mark this down, hang on, it's here somewhere. Tomorrow, which is Thursday, at 2 o'clock Central is Penny Duncan, and I'm sorry I don't know their page names. Penny Duncan is at 2, and at 8 o'clock tomorrow night Central is Sherry Wilson. And then on Friday, Miss Frances Downs, she is covering at 11:30 a.m. And I believe Jeff will be on with his devotion tomorrow as well, I believe. Now, don't anybody send me any hateful messages if I'm wrong about that, okay? So we're just going to add this here, just like that, okay? Now you can do some fussy cuts of pumpkins, tags, any of that stuff if you like. Okay. And we're going to add this one up here at this top corner. So now remember something. These bags are also pockets. So I printed some of these on cardstock. Okay. So that way we could make them that they would slide in and out of the pockets, right? So we're going to trim this down. Okay, and that bag is only 4 inches. So that means this needs like 3 3/4 in order to work properly. All right. So here now we have a journal card, and this should fit inside of this bag nicely. I'll just slide right down in there, just like so. I think I want to trim it a little bit, you guys. It's kind of tight, so you won't get anything else in there. So I cut it down to 3.5 inches. So if you're doing one with these kind of bags, isn't that pretty? With these kind of bags, this will now fit down inside of there. But I want to add something to the top, okay? So let's add a piece of this. Here's where I start getting excited, you guys. We're just taking a piece of this, and on the top side, we're going to put a little tab, okay? So we're just taking this tab, and we're folding it over like so. And then I'm just taking a stapler, just a regular old Walmart stapler, and I'm just stapling that on there. Now you can decorate it. You can add a button. You could add some of, oh, we should put some of this on there too. Yes, we should, because that looks real pretty. Hang on a second. Okay, so now we have that. And then when the book is closed, then that will stick out. We have these things sticking out, but this will also stick out. So I will create more of those for each of these pocket pages, okay? So some of these, you can leave them just like they are too. Some of them you can add some things like this. So see this little scenery down here? Let's just grab just the scenery, okay? So I'm just ripping it. Oh, I've come a long way from back in the day when I had to cut everything. Okay, and we're just going to add this like so. I'm only going to glue 3 sides to create a little pocket on top of the pocket. And then we can take one of those tags, you guys, that I keep saying I have. Let's put this on here. Now, I know it's only paper and it's not a big thing, but, you know, I mean, it's still going to look really pretty. So just fussy cut out a tag. Okay. There we go. I feel like I'm taking forever to do this project with you guys, but I really wanted to share my love of paper crafting with you, and I know Lisa would have wanted me to also. So I'm just using my corner rounder to round up these corners. And then we have this tag. So you can punch a hole if you want to, but then look at how cute that just looks down inside of there. I just think that looks sweet. Punch a hole And my hole punch is in the other room, and I'm not going for anything else. And then add something loopy there, okay? We have this, and this can get added to where there's something plain. So you could clip this on here. You could clip this on here. I like it here, just like that. And again, we're letting things live outside of the box, okay? Along one of these right here, I want to add some lace, you guys, because I like lace kind of sticking out from my books. And so we're going to go ahead, we're going to cut this like so. And we're just going to run some lace down along the edge here. Well, that is way too much. Okay, just use a little bit of hot glue. We use all kinds of stuff around here, you guys. Okay, and we're just going to press this in place. And we're going to try not to burn our fingers, okay? That's kind of important. It just kind of like looped around. It did its own thing. Just leave it. Let it do its own thing, you guys. It can, right? So then you can take something from your fussy cut pile and you can fussy cut something out and you can add it to there if you like. I think I like the truck because maybe it's pulling up to pick up its pumpkins. Okay. So does everybody kind of get the general idea of what I got going on here? That I'm adding things, and we're just going to add this right down here. And if I glue this just a little bit here, this will create a tuck spot that then we can add another tag or something inside of there, which I like that idea. So, hey, Susie May. All right, anyone have any questions? Anybody like completely, you're at a loss going, oh my goodness, what is this crazy woman doing over here? Because I'll answer any questions I need to. Also, if you want to add a picture or something on there, then you can. Okay, now remember, I'm going to add more things to the inside pockets there. And I'm just trying to do something a little different to each page, right? Just so that it's just a little bit unique, a little bit fun, and a whole heap, a lot of everything going on here. Okay, so I'm just fussy cutting something off to the side over here. There are these really cool pumpkins, and I want to use them because it is a fall theme here. No one's asking any questions, so I'm going to say that we're doing okay. Absolutely. And I've been making books and journals like this since 2012. 2012, I got hurt and I discovered someone on Facebook who was teaching the art of like the mini album. And I started making these little 4x6 albums that were just loads of fun. And, you know, so I have a lot of experience doing it. So if I make it look easy, I'm not really trying to do that. It just happens. But look at this. Look at how pretty that is, right? So, and again, you guys can add glue on only 3 sides and create a tuck spot. I think I just kind of like it just so, right? Hello, Florence. I'm so glad that you're here. Jill Downs from New Zealand. Well, you're welcome. I'm just happy you guys are all here because we're having loads of fun and we're doing all the things, right? So we're just going to add some of this here, like so. And then I have some other laces and stuff off to the side over here that I thought we could just use. And apparently this is not the bin I thought I had. Hang on a second. How about some of that new stuff I just got? That would be fun. This is kind of like deep though. Like deep. That's okay. Deep is okay. Deep is okay. All right, so here's our centerpiece here. And I'm going to go to this one right here. And we're going to go ahead. We're going to be deep about it. We're just going to love it. And we're going to put this right on there. We're letting some of that hang out the edge. And then we're going to add Bicycle Girl. It's time. It's time for Bicycle Girl, I think. Do you guys agree? Absolutely, Donna. I'm so glad that you're here. Listen, if you want to know more about my page and all things paper crafting, you can follow me over at the Messy Craft Corner. The link is on the page. I saw that Shar or someone stuck it on there earlier today. So, you know, there's that. I think I want to add a line to this too. Oops, hang on. We have a little bit of hot glue stuck to this. Who says hot glue doesn't work? And I'm just going to run that right down there. Just like that. Right? And anything that's hanging out that you don't like, you can always cut that off later. But I like doing a little bit of leaving a spot to add a tag or a journal card or something else. That's kind of like my favorite thing. But I think the girl definitely needs to live there. Okay, so I brought over with me some of these charms. And some of these charms, I saw another crafter using some of these the other day. Got these off of Amazon. And there's a ton of them. But look at these little pumpkins. And I think these pumpkins are just really sweet for what I want to do here. So in the center, and this I sometimes do, is I'm going to take 2 buttons, one on each one, and we're just going to go, we're going to feed this down through. Well, we're going to try to. Sometimes my old lady eyes just don't want to work. All right, so I'm just pulling this up, okay? And this is going to go right to the edge. Like, I'm not going to let it go inside the book, and I'm going to let it live outside the book. And then I'm just taking one of these charms. And these charms have little tiny holes in them. Good golly. And we're just going to take this, feed it through there, and then we're just going to knot this. Okay, and we're going to do one on each part there. Okay, so we're just going to do that, scoot that up a bit, and we're going to knot this. And then I'm taking this thread. This is that wax thread that we tied it with. So that's now in a knot, okay? And I'm just taking it, and we're just going to back feed it through here, like so. Into the button, and then we're going to just knot it again up here. That way it's not going to come loose and do all the weird stuff that you think it shouldn't do. Okay, and then we can just trim that off, and look at how cute that looks. Doesn't that look cute? And that's going to hang out from the bottom of the book. Okay, do the same thing over here, but we're going to make this one just slightly longer, just so that it offsets, right? So, and then I have a bunch of other kind of charm things that can go on the spine. Okay, so there's that. I'll just scoot it up a little bit. And here comes the pumpkin. So we got one orange pumpkin, one yellow pumpkin. I guess, is that called a... Is it really a pumpkin if it's yellow? Because I don't know. I've never had a yellow pumpkin before. Just saying. All right. So we're knotting this. So you see there's a couple of knots happening here. Which is like perfect. All right. We're going to scoot this down. And we're just feeding this through here. Plus then it makes the buttons look like they were sewed to where they belong. So, and there were some other things too. There were some leaves and things that I want to use as part of the dangle. Okay, and we'll just trim this up. And then when the book is closed, now we have this happening. So it just looks cute. Okay, so back to what we were doing. We have this. We have this nice big old piece of lace happening there. So we're back to this. We're back to one of these again, okay? And I have this pumpkin field. and I want to use the pumpkin field in kind of the same way we did on the front, right? So we're just going to take a piece. We're going to cut it down to 4 inches, because that's how big the envelope is. So we could go a little smaller. Okay. And we're just going to trim this off right here. And then we're going to go corner to corner again, this direction. The other one, I think we went the other direction. If not, oh well. Okay. And then we're going to add one up here, one down here, and then we just have that split. And I think that looks really cute. So tell me in the comments, who's going to try to make one of these? I mean, we started out with some envelopes. It was an envelope for the cover. You don't have to use the treat sacks that I used. I just used those because I thought they were just adorable. And I've been wanting to use them in this way in quite a while, or for quite a while. So I'm going to add this up here. Okay, and then let's just get us a saying. Okay, so these little autumn sayings came from a different, this might have been the Life of the Paper Witch is what her page name is, which is kind of a weird name, but she does have some really cute things, you guys. So just knocking off the corners, and then we're just going to add this right in the center there. Look how cute that is. That is really cute. And again, you can take things like this and you can add them wherever you like in your book. So whatever you like, whatever you think looks cute, that's what you want to do. Okay, so we have these pages here, and so we have 2 left to kind of work with here. So we have this one and this one. We only have 2 pieces of lace sticking out, and in my opinion, that's not quite enough. I think I want to add some more. So I have this stuff, and I have this light blue. This light blue that kind of just looks pretty. Someone sent this to me, and I think it's really very sweet. It's a little bit more like sheer, but not like Ed. Okay, so you think you're gonna try one, Carolyn? That is so great. I'm so happy. Okay, so we're gonna add some lace along the edge of this one, just like so. Okay, and then I have some of these phrases and stuff. They're just really long. And it's okay to have long pieces. Okay, so don't think it's not okay, because it is. It's okay to have longer pieces, longer phrases, longer words. It's okay to have them in your journals. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm taking one of these longer ones, and I cut off the black, like, border that was around it. Okay, and we have this, and we're just going to do this sideways like so. Okay, and then you can add a pumpkin or something wherever you like, entirely up to you. Now I am a little nervous about using this sheer stuff on here because I've never used it before, but the glue is down, we're going with it now. Hang on a second. And it's just very pretty, very sweet. Okay. I'm going to add this here. And we're just going to go right here. Autumn is the second spring when every leaf is a flower. Isn't that a cute saying? I think so. And then what I'm going to do is I have this stuff here. And we're going to add a banking. Yeah, we're banking, guys. We're not banking. A backing to kind of that. So you'll be able to see it a little bit better. Okay. So when I glue this onto here, you're going to be able to see that kind of sheer stuff a little bit better. That's all. Believe it or not, we're almost finished with this, you guys. Because I like to leave places open in my books and my journals for whoever gets them to do whatever it is that they like with it. Okay, because it's their book, it's their journal. They get to do what they want with it. Okay, so how about this? How about using the leaves or the pumpkin pieces in here as well? So let's do a pumpkin. Okay, so these pumpkins they have a little bit of sticky dots on the back. I don't usually trust those, so those I remove those. They come off pretty easily. That's why I don't trust them. I just don't. That's all there is to it. I just don't trust them. But I want something kind of behind there, so I don't know. Let's see. Don't want a piece of, not lace. Lace is already there. Okay, so you can use fabric, but you can also use, this is cheesecloth, and this was left over. My son got married this weekend, and this was left over. It was stuff that we dyed and we used for decoration. If you know, you know. And I have bundles of this for my sale on Friday, you guys. And we're just going to add a little of that behind there, because look at the color, how that makes the color pop. I did not finish the circus book. We're going to work on the circus book tomorrow. And I'm planning on doing kind of a late night live tomorrow night as well. So I really want to get the circus book and the 50s book from the Craft Hop. I want to get those two done. Add a little bit of hot glue to that. Here it's sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. And just look at how pretty that makes that look. So then I can go back through the book at a later time and I can go, oh, this should have a saying or a phrase or something added to it. And I can add it, okay? I can also leave it alone and let it be for whoever is going to do that. Okay, so I have one thing I think I need to grab from the other room, depending. Okay, so I'm just tying that up for now because we're going to add a dangle to this. Now, in the dangle, I use fabrics and laces that I've used in the book. I also use charms. So look at these charms. Here's a pumpkin that matches. This orange is kind of fluorescent, and I'm not very happy with that. The red I can live with. The orange I'm struggling with. So let's see. I'm just picking like 3 sort of charms to go here. Well, now, here we go. Here's an orange. So we got an orange pumpkin, a brown pumpkin, and a red leaf. And we're just going to kind of connect these together. So these are jump rings. And I was going to say I need to probably turn my glue machine off. I need to probably grab my pliers for closing them up, but those are not the pliers, but we could probably use those because I'm not sure where they are. Okay, so hi, we're just we're spilling stuff everywhere, and we're just finishing up. Okay, good night. So these are called jump rings, and when you put them together, I have a smaller pair of pliers than this. You just bend these together, you guys, and usually they'll just squeeze together. So that just closes up just like that. There's one. Okay, here comes another. I missed the hole completely. Oh man, if you could even see half of the stuff that I have, there's like tons of it here, you guys. I'm not even kidding. Okay, so here's a second one. So here's 2. Now you could clip these together and they would kind of charm and dangle, but we're gonna do something other than that. And here comes this one. I have to grab my my bulb, B-U-L-B pins from the other room really quick, you guys. Okay, so I just put a jump ring on each one of those. So you could get like chain and you could kind of dangle them from chain. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a jump ring, and on that jump ring, we're going to put a piece of lace or fabric or something. I kind of like this. We're just going to tie it on there, and then we're going to take these and we're going to kind of clip them onto here, there, and everywhere. Now, you could do, there's a lot you could do, you guys. You could do, ribbon, lace, fabric, any of those things, okay? We're going to create a little bit of a tassel too. So hang tight. Let me just grab that bin with the jump rings really quick. See, I had things out. I just didn't bring them to where I needed them. Okay, so pieces of fabric. Now, where did I have that? Here's a piece of fabric that is the same as the, we're just going to fold this. Okay, so here we have two pieces here, just like this. And then this is called a ribbon clamp. Okay, and it is meant to clip and clamp things together. Okay, so we're going to clip these two things together, and you need your pliers to do that. Okay, so with those things tucked inside of there, I'm squeezing this with my pliers nice and tight so it won't come loose. And then you just have that as kind of a charm that's going to hang off of there. Then these things here are going to get connected using a bulb, B-U-L-B, because it looks like a light bulb pin. A bulb pin, okay? Ooh, Lisa's going to be mad I'm on here so long. So let's add this pumpkin up here with this. Okay, so see how I clipped that on there? Then remember that little loop that we made when we stitched this all together? That's where we're clipping this onto. And I like making things that are kind of removable, so that way they can get put wherever. Okay, so maybe you get this journal and you're like, oh, I don't really like that there, so I'm going to add it somewhere else. Okay, so we're going to cut this. I don't know if it's going to rip or not. Of course it's going to, because that's great. And we're just going to tie this on here. So right on that bowl, tie this on. You can tie it in a bow. You can tie it in a knot. We're going to start with a knot and see what happens. See how it looks with the knot, you guys. Okay, let's scoot that down a bit. And now we have that kind of hanging off of there, right? So here's our little pumpkin charm. Now we're going to add another charm here, and we're just going to grab another bulb pin, and we're just going to connect this, and we're just going to clip this on here somewhere. So right on that little knot piece is where I'm adding that. And now we have that as part of our charm. Okay, so we got some charms, we got some things happening. And just let things kind of dangle. They look great when they're dangling, you guys. No kidding. Okay, so twine is another good one because it's a fall festival kind of piece. Let's just take this and we're gonna put this through that jump ring. Okay, and we're gonna tie this in a bow. Yes, we are. Okay, so there's our bow, or our knot. Now we're going to make it into a bow. I'm going to double knot it so that way it doesn't come out. Okay, well, maybe I'm gonna. It's kicking my tusher, you guys. Who had fun tonight? I think my comments are stuck again. Either that or you all got mad and left. That could be too. So I just put that on there, and then however long you want that to hang off, and then wherever you want it to go. I think I want to kind of put it like up where this is. So see how this is my my bulb pin is right there with those. And we can add this right up here. So we can do this a little higher too. Let's just grab this orange one because it will happen. You've had fun? That's awesome. Okay, so there's that little brown pumpkin, but I don't know what I did. I had those other pumpkins. Oh, here they are. And see these ones? I just think I want to add one of these yellow pumpkins to this as well. Okay, so we're just going to take this right through that loop, right through this loop. Okay, and then we're just going to put this right onto here, just like so. Okay, and just now we've got a dangle that dangles down, and we've got this. We also have this other piece of this that we can tie into a bow up high up here. And it'll give just a little extra, a little more extra. You can add on pieces of your lace. Just clip it through your bulb pin. And it just, doesn't this look cute? Oh my goodness. I'm liking this one. This one turned out sweet, you guys. Sweet. All right. We're going to call her finished, except for I have a few things that I need to do off camera. I hope that if you had fun, that you'll join us over on my page, The Messy Craft Corner. I also have a group that is for junk journaling and paper crafting called Junk Journaling Jamboree. We always love having new people in there, and once a month we do an event where 8 paper crafters get the same printable kit to see what they can come up with. So hopefully something like that sounds interesting to you. Go ahead and feel free to join us. But this turned out really cute. We'll call this one Pumpkin Spice because, you know, pumpkin and spicy and all the things nice. And I hope you have a good night. You enjoyed watching me create a memory? Yeah, a memory journal. Absolutely. So we'll have all of these other things are going to have things sticking out because all of those pages are going to have something similar to this. We're going to add lace and some other things coming out of these pockets later on. So this will be in my sale on Friday. I hope you guys all have a good night. If you are so inclined, play some of Lisa's old videos to help keep her algorithm moving. And I know she will appreciate it. Feel better, Lisa. We are just right here for you if you need us. And we just ask for you guys to keep them in your thoughts and your prayers. And guys, I always end my live saying the same thing every time. Remember to always be kind because you never know what someone's going through. And me, I've got a lot of glue happening right now. So thanks for joining me for this extra long video. And I hope to see you all really real soon. Juanita, it's a waxed thread. And I get it from Amazon, but I have these kits in my shop. If you're new to it, that has an awl, a needle, and 6 yards of the thread, the same thread that I use in my books. So if they're $15, you guys. They're very inexpensive. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you all real soon. When you get to my page, if you're new to me because of this live, make sure to tell me so that we can all say hello and welcome to you. So have a good night, and I will see you all real soon. Bye, guys.